Good morning, this is Tom and this is Mod Pop Thrift. Let's get to work. I had some pretty decent sales yesterday. I told you guys on the last video when I was wrapping things up at 10 o'clock at night that I'd be back out here at 8 o'clock in the morning with some more sales, and boy am I. We had, I want to say 9, maybe 10 sales overnight. Let's just get into that. What sold? Friday shirt, DGK design. Just a nice shirt, not easy to find, super pop culture referencey. Sold. I paid $2.48. It sold for $19.99 free shipping. So this one's literally almost found money. I bought this lot of train cars to get the other train set that was in it. I paid $3. It sold for $25. This sold for $11.50 plus shipping. So that's I'm in the profit already. I didn't even intend to buy these, but I listed them and they sold. So that's always fun. There are in my career as a reseller 2 video game systems that I regret selling. I had the original release, like the first PS1. There were like 15 iterations. They all looked exactly the same of the PS1, but I had the first release that had the RCA jack in the back, and it was complete in box, and it was super nice, and I sold it, and I probably shouldn't have. And then there was a Dreamcast that I found at a friend's yard sale for, that was, she had barely used it at all, and it was, it still had all the bags, bread ties, it was mint perfect, and I had it for a long time, and then I sold it, and those are the 2 things that I wish I had back. This CD came with the very first PS1. So this is just the demo disc, so that if your parents bought it for you for Christmas and they didn't have the foresight to buy a game, this is the game, the pack-in thing that came with it. And it's just a couple of levels of a couple of titles. And the reason that somebody would be interested in this is because they have a box that they're trying to complete. This sold for $16.99. This purple one is the best of the demo discs. And this one's in really nice shape, and I don't even know where I got it. But it sold for $16.99 free shipping. Books. I'm not selling as many books as I used to. These were still on media mail, so that's how they're going out. I paid $0.25 a piece for them. They sold for $4.99 plus media mail shipping. Okay, let me tell you a little story. A year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, I took a bunch of stuff to our local retro game store, and one of the things was a Guitar Hero guitar from PS2, and it was complete in box. They passed. They were like, that's not worth any amount of money, and so we can't give you any money for it, so take it out of our store. It's gross and we don't like you. It wasn't like that, but the point is, I asked them if they would buy it at any amount of money, and they said no. Guitar Hero guitars are worthless. It was in a pile of a whole bunch of stuff, and they passed on 5 or 6 things, but one of the things was a Guitar Hero guitar that was complete in the box for the PS2. This one sold for $15. I don't have the dongle, which is a really funny word, the piece that goes into the PS3 that communicates with this, the other end of the Bluetooth thing. And it doesn't have a battery cover. And I haven't tested it. And all of that's disclosed in the listing and sold for 15 bucks plus shipping. What I like about the PS3 ones is they're easy to ship because they come apart. There's this little switch on the back. You pull that down and you take the neck off. Makes them significantly easier to ship. But if I had only known, right? If you only knew that they'd stop making Guitar Hero, stop making the controllers, and they'd be going skyrocketing in value from none money to $15 even for a broken one. So I picked that up for, I want to say $4.58 at Goodwill, and it sold within a couple of days, maybe a week. So I saw this guy at a yard sale the other day for $1, and I thought, ooh, Build-A-Bear, Star Wars, fantastic. Not thinking to check things like condition. He has no tush tag at all. It should have been right here, and it's cut off. And then his back has been very crudely stitched back together. And he should have had a lightsaber. It is what it is. I actually had his lightsaber. I sold it separately because the bear's not worth a whole bunch. But it sold for $14.99 free shipping. It's light enough that it'll ship first class, and I'll squish him down into a poly mailer, and it'll be great. But Build-A-Bear Star Wars is pretty good, but condition matters. This probably would have been $23, $24 without, if it had the original tag and the original lightsaber. I feel a real need to redeem myself here. I said lightsaber like 14 times, and I know that a Stormtrooper has a blaster, but I got a lightsaber at that same sale, and I sold it separately, and I just got my wires crossed. The lightsaber was for Rey when I had a Rey Build-A-Bear bear, and the guy, the Stormtrooper, should have had a blaster, but he never had a blaster. So I got my wires crossed on that. But I know that lightsabers are for Jedis and blasters are for Stormtroopers and Han Solo. Pinstriped St. Louis Cardinals cotton blend, old school jersey, blank. Cool piece. I paid $4 for it at a thrift store that we were traveling and I found it somewhere, and it sold for $14.99 plus shipping. This is a big pile, part of a big pile, 23 in all. Just sports crummy titles, label damaged games that are not super desirable, worth in the ballpark of $5 a piece. And I sold them in a lot of 23 for $99.99, free shipping. I have nothing into these. I'm into the profit a long time ago, and I've had them listed in small lots for a while for like 20 bucks a piece and no interest. So I just lotted them all up and got a bite overnight. So for $100, this person's getting 23 games, and I'm making, it's pure profit, but it's probably only going to end up being about $60 in my pocket. I might have done that while just taking them down to the local retro game store, but this is what I do, so that's what I did. Nintendo games are always worth money. Somebody's going to buy any Nintendo game you have. They're just not all super valuable. Check out this. Pricecharting.com is the website that is, it's not perfect. People complain about it all the time, but what it does is it averages all the eBay sales for, but it includes games that are super damaged or mint sealed, and it includes games that are mislabeled and fake. And so it's an algorithm. It isn't gonna weed out all the problems, but it is a starting point because the average game on eBay sells for the average price and is in average condition. So it's a jumping off point. If you find a game on price charting that the price charting says is worth $10, you might get 15 for yours, you might get 7, but you're not going to get 40. If you find a game on there that is $700, then you can reasonably expect to get several $100s for yours. You might get 9, you might get 5, but that one's not a $10 game, right? Moving on. So there's your pile of goods, folks. That's what we have to ship. Well, that's not quite going to do it. Well, that's much better. I am in the very fortunate position that I have mail brought to my front door, and they do pickups every single day. And I don't even really schedule pickups anymore because my mailman's like, you're gonna have packages every day? You don't need to schedule a pickup every day. I'll just know to get packages, and if there aren't any, I won't take any. And so he's cool. I put this box out for his day off. Sometimes they don't realize that I have packages going out, but I just throw all my packages in this box, throw it on the front porch, and they're gone. Keep telling people. Rain-X Sharpie. 3, 2, 1. It's a magic trick. Alright, well, I think I'm going to call that the end of this video because I just got back from Goodwill and that's going to be a video all to itself. So check that out tomorrow. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out 2 Flippin' Puppets and my link tree in the description. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one.